Mark Hilliard. I'm a master here on the Arcanum, and tonight we have the pleasure of Pam Cresswell's final critique. Oh, this has been a long time coming. Not nearly long enough, though. I'm going to miss you when you're gone.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will. But Pam has traveled an amazing path. Your work has gone from normal photography into the realm of amazing. I cannot build you up enough where you're at and where you're going to be going in the future. I cannot wait to see what you do after this. You have amazing potential, Pam. I'd like to see you continue on.
Thank you. I'm going to continue.
Okay, well, having said that, Pam, if you would give us just a synopsis on your trip through Sphere 0 and Sphere 1 and what your thoughts were along the way, and if you think you met your tasks that you had set up in going through the Arcanum for Sphere 0 and Sphere 1, and just your general thoughts, please.
Okay, you got all hung up there, and I couldn't hear most of what you said. I will try. I started out at 0, and I brought in a bunch of basically snapshots that I took from around my house and told Mark, here they are, this is the best I can do right now. And he was polite, and but we worked from there, and I had no idea what you used it for. I didn't know what a polarizer was, didn't know what to use it for. I wanted to take long exposure photographs, but I didn't have any of the equipment, and I finally worked that out, and didn't know what to do with my software. I'd been using Photoshop for years, but for artwork, not for photo editing. So that took me a little while to get started. And Mark showed me about Nik tools and making the colors pop and bringing out the texture and trying not to overcook the pictures. And I've done a little bit of work with it since then, and discovered that I have an aptitude for stuff in the studio and with natural light and subdued studio light, and that going out and fighting the mosquitoes down by the creek just really didn't work for me too well. And I guess that's where we're at now.
Well, you definitely seem you found your plate. I love what you're doing. The studio that you've built for yourself in the house and the work you're turning out is amazing. So having said that, let me share my screen here, and we will.
We lost him. Mark, come back.
Oops.
How does that work if you
Well,
lose him completely? How does it stay on?
I don't know. Rhonda, do you want to sing?
Let it go, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
There he is.
We will try this again. I hope I didn't make you wait too long.
We managed.
All right, let's try this again. Oh, that's better this time. Oh, so tell me about this wonderful level 18 image that you did, Pam.
Okay. Well, that's a bunch of images put together. Might recognize the doorway. I've used that before, but I re-edited it, and then I shot it again with the candles down on the floor, and discovered that they cast a really nice reflection on the wood floor. So there was one image with the floor and the candles, one image with the doorway, 3 images of the leaves and the grass going back to the gate, one image with the gate, and the image behind the gate. And I put them all together.
An amazing composite. A stunning job in putting it together. I rarely see people working on composites like this that does this good of a job. Wow, this is magnificent. And this is the type of work I've come to expect of you all along. Simply stunning work, Pam. I can see no differentiation between any of the levels of images that you've done. The editing is just phenomenal.
Well, thanks. This is what you were asking for it about 3 days before it was done, and this is why it was taking so long. It was so much to put together. Mark? We've lost Mark again.
That's okay. You can tell us about your image, and it'll still be recorded because it's still going live.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things that brought it together was a texture effect that had a lens flare right where the sun is, and that really, and it put a golden cast across the whole, yeah, right there. And that brought all the disparaging colors and looks together is when I put that on.
Yeah, it's almost like you got a candle up there in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do texture overlays too?
Very minor. Just mostly it's on the wall.
Okay. What tool are you using for your textures now? Are you doing it by hand or are you using a plug-in?
A little of both. I used the new Topaz Texture Studio, or I'm not sure what they call it, Texture Effects.
Mm-hmm.
It's marvelous. It's the best one I've ever used.
Really? Well, that's a big compliment coming from you. I just personally downloaded it today to give it a try, so we'll see. But everybody seems to really love it, and you did a marvelous job with it here. This is a very wonderfully original piece of art, and it's very inviting. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to exit or if I'm being invited to leave or invited to come. But
well, the title is Graduation Day. So
okay, so we're leaving.
Gates to go through when you go out the door.
Yeah, okay, that works. Well done. And it really was worth the effort that you put into it. I am amazed by the quality of what you've
done. Everybody's frozen again. Well, there are my flowers and my pomegranate and my pears and my feathers. I think that all of them are done with candlelight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All the ones pulled up were candlelight.
You know, even on this first one, if this is done in candlelight, that is just amazing. It's got
I can't hear you.
We will turn down the bandwidth. Have you got me again?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we'll turn down the bandwidth and we'll go forward. Everybody else hear me okay?
I think everybody's frozen.
Okay, I think we're back now, Pam.
Okay.
All right, so let's jump back into that again. I
We're
cannot
back.
believe the internet problems that we're having today.
Well, I'm kind of in an ice storm going on here, all the way from Missouri down to Texas, so that might be screwing up.
Oh,
the-
you poor thing. So multiple candles here.
Yes, sir.
I love the black background. You know, a lot of people are really down on black backgrounds, but to me, this really works. It adds greater mood, greater depth. Um, can you see this on a piece of 12 by 12 or 15 by 15 inch canvas, gallery wrapped?
Yes.
Oh, this is lovely. The soft colors, the soft saturation, and the feel to the image. I mean, it's almost as if I could smell the flower. Absolutely stunning. This is one of my favorites of yours.
Well, thank you. It's been so long ago, we almost forgot about it.
Yeah, but oh, this is lovely. Another candlelight?
Yes.
Huh. You are just blowing me away with these alternative lightings. This is truly magnificent. Um, I just the soft, subdued colors and the textures. Whatever made you think to start experimenting with candles as lighting?
I was looking at old paintings, like Renaissance, high Renaissance paintings, and thought to myself, what do these artists do when the light goes down at 5 o'clock in the evening? And how do they keep working? Because I know they do, or did.
Yeah,
They used lanterns and candles.
that's very insightful of you. So you just sat there one day thinking about the old masters and said, I'm going to try that.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing step forward, a leap forward. And there are water drops on this too, and I just, no, very, very lovely. I can see why you've put this in your favorites. It works for me. Yeah, see, we're saving that one for last, although this one, I'm going to let you tell everybody about this one again.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you a story. This got pulled up in Creation Wars about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago,
Yeah?
and was critiqued by Stephen Bollinger. And first he had to say that it was old lady granny stuff, which it is. I can grant that. But he could not figure out what I did for the lighting, how I managed to get the shadows without blowing out the highlights. Even though I'd put in the blurb that it was done by long exposure and candlelight, that, when they're doing the 100 critiques in a day, they don't see, they don't read the fine detail, but they couldn't figure out how I did it. So that's my triumph, is somebody as knowledgeable as he did not know how I did it.
You stomped them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this, like I said, this is an amazing image. I can remember when you first brought this forward into one of the earlier critiques. I'm just as stunned then as I am now. It's just a real work of art. I love the colors and the textures of the plants and the textures of the silver vase, but it's the shadows on the wall that capture you and just don't let go. All of your work is stunning, but this is on the high end of things, Pam. And this is one of those images of many that you do have, by the way, that you should be proud of. This is something that goes way beyond Sphere 0 and Sphere 1 work. Okay.
Thanks.
How far away were the candles?
Just out of shot, just out of the frame. So pretty close.
About like 12 inches, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't this amazing?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I mean, this is one of those images that you could just sit and stare at and see something different every time you move your eyes.
It moves for me.
Yeah, it does for me too. Now, this is one I haven't seen. Tell us about this.
Okay. This was actually sunlight. This was natural light from a window. I didn't use my candles this time. I got the pomegranate in a box of fruit from the organic gardener, and nobody wanted to eat it in the house, so I just got a knife and cut it open and let the juice run all over the tile that I use as the base for these photos, and so it would make a reflection, and it made a sticky mess. But I photographed it, did a few frames, got this one that I liked, then I ate it, then I had an allergic reaction to it and got all swollen and had to take allergy medicine. But it's one of my favorites. I think the colors came out real well.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. The depth of the images, it just captures me. Even there's a slight amount of lighting on the tile back here, but we start here and we go through the fruit and we go off here, and it's just a very well designed image. I look at it and all I want is a bowl of water to put the pomegranate in so that I can get the fruit out of it. Wow. And even the knife. Now, I don't know if it's a trick of the lighting, but the handle of the knife looks modified down here. Is it, or is it just the lighting that's doing this?
It's just the lighting.
Well, it's a very nice effect, whatever you did. Okay? It looks very, very old, and if it weren't for the serrations on the edge, you would think that this is, like a 18th or 17th century knife.
It is old. It's not quite that old. It's probably 75, 80 years old.
Okay. But no, very well done. It makes me hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. Shame on you.
I haven't either.
Uh-huh. Oh, no, this. I don't care how many times we go back to this image. I love it each and every time I see it. And this is a modification of it. This has got a different crystal.
It's the same crystal. I just shot it in a separate shot to get that reflection better, and then pasted it in.
Okay. All right. I don't know. There's just something very peaceful about this. A lot of times, people look at photography and still life and say, why bother? But, I can see this on a huge piece of canvas hanging in a gallery somewhere, and everybody that walks by it just gets stopped and sucked into the image. This is amazingly good work. I love everything about this. Again, I don't know how you came up with the idea and built the composition, but it makes me want to read and eat at the same time. And I take it that the feather, is that a quill on the end for writing, or is it just a feather?
No, it's just a feather. It's got cord wrapped around the end and some crystals dangling off the bottom of it. It's to use with incense, to waft.
Ah, I see. All right, well, that works for me, and that's something that I hadn't thought of, but you see the Indians doing it.
Exactly. It's for smudging. That's why it's an American turkey feather.
Ah, very nice. Wow. All of them are absolutely amazing, and not only do I see why they're your favorites, but they're mine too. Okay? Wow. Thus completes my part of your level 19.
Okay.
Now, how may I assist you, lady?
Well, did we want to watch the video?
Ask your cohort members, because it is worthy of a view.
Would y'all like to watch the video?
I saw it 4 times. So.
We could probably skip it then.
Okay, because I watched it twice.
I've watched it so many times I don't want to see it anymore.
Well, it's going into the Grand Library, you know.
Oh, okay.
It is that good. All right, well, that makes it easy. We can jump right by 18B, and now we can go by your level 1 to 4 images. Here, let me bring these up.
Okay.
And what I would like for you to do, well, it's your show. You get to do what you want.
Okay.
But if you would just talk about then versus now, I think that that would be most appropriate.
Okay. The first one, the lily. Of course, I'm still photographing lilies when they're fresh and in season. This is one that's out in my yard. And I took this picture about 2 years ago, and I think I just got lucky. It's a pretty good image. I could do better now. But I used to just take hundreds of pictures and hope for a happy accident, and this one was one.
Versus now, when every picture is a non-accident but happy.
Yes, I'm very focused and go after exactly what I want and make it happen, whereas I used to just shoot 1,000 pictures and hope 1 or 2 would come out okay.
And that, Miss Pam, is where your real strength lies. You are indeed focused. I am very proud to see you have come down that path.
Okay, this is at home. This is pretty much standing right next to my house out in the street, and it's one of my favorite places to look. And it's looking down a hill and to a T intersection. And what I've mainly learned is that even though this reflects reality, I need to straighten that horizon line. Because nobody else knows that it's tilted.
Yeah, you're right. It is one of those optical illusions that messes up every viewer.
Uh-huh. So I used to, this is a growth thing. I used to think I needed to shoot it exactly as it was, and that was that. And now I know better.
Yep, news reporting.
Mm-hmm. Same scene, wider view to get that old fence in, and got the fog rolling over. This was another good, happy accident. Yet again, doing it again, I would straighten my horizon line. And I'd hit that fence with Nick Vivisa to bring out some texture.
Yeah. Now, is that your fence?
No, it's my next door neighbor's.
Okay. Boy, I wish you'd taken that big cat monster of yours and put him on the fence. Wouldn't that have been nice, huh?
Well, I might composite the cat on the fence. Cat won't go outside. I think we've lost Mark again, or y'all have lost me. So anyway,
We can hear you, so you
Okay.
can keep talking.
We're going to make them big.
Okay, we're going on.
All right, so let's go down here and start there.
Okay, that's a cantaloupe. Shot that in studio with my macro lens and a candle. And
That figures. Candle again. Okay. Hey, everybody, unmute your microphones. This is your turn to comment on Pam's photos.
Okay.
I don't like cantaloupes, but I like that one.
come on, Rhonda, tell me you don't like it.
She's muted still.
Well, I don't. It's not my favorite of all the stuff that you've done, so I'm kind of surprised you put that in as your favorites.
Rhonda, you're just
Maybe
so
it just
negative, Rhonda.
This is why Rhonda is my favorite. She tells me how it is.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I like it very much. I love the graduated tonality of the coloration of the cloth background and how it carries on from the tonality of the cantaloupe. Yet you have managed to get this dark shadow around the back that isolates the cantaloupe from the cloth and gives it a wonderful 3D effect. This works very, very well. All right.
Hey, Pam, do you ever blow on the candle to get the light to flicker and cast the shadow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take that turkey feather thing and you know, sweep it across and make all of them flicker.
Right.
What about doing that with smoke, Pam?
Smoke doesn't show up unless you do a very fast, like with a strobe light.
Okay. This is very nice.
The long exposure that you have to do with the candles just makes the smoke dissipate.
How about dry ice?
That'll work. I just recently bought a fog machine, so I've had.
Nice. Can I borrow that?
I only used it the one time to do the Rhonda challenge.
You know what else would be fun would be a bubble machine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this was just me being silly. This is your Fix It Up level 6 picture. And I've played the hell out of
it. Oh, you evil woman. Why didn't you do this in level 6?
I didn't think about it until I was watching the newer folks go through their level 6s last week.
Oh my God. This is like looking down an alien's throat.
Or a fly's eye.
Oh, this is amazing.
It does. It looks like an insect face.
Yeah.
Now that is a novel approach. I give you a bunch of credit for this one. Wow.
So don't tell any of the level 6 people to do this.
We couldn't tell them how if we wanted to.
Yep, that's good. Oh, no, we could tell them how.
Yeah, the how is.
I would have never thought of this process on that image. Well, you really leapt out of the box on this. Works for me.
Right, that's.
Yeah, I love that.
Actually, this was sunlight and a candle. I did this like in the afternoon when there was some afternoon light, directional light coming through, and I augmented it with a candle.
And you've textured it too.
Yes.
The texture really adds to this. I liked this when I first saw this. And did you think the mason jar with the water in it has almost a crystalline shininess to it?
Mm-hmm. But I love how it casts the colored shadow.
Mm-hmm.
That was the shadow is part of it, but I really like the shadow of the jar as much as the shadow of the flower.
Oh, yeah.
Backdrop, Pam, or you have that up against the wall?
It's up against the wall.
I love this picture.
It's outstanding.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
That's a really good word. It is fascinating.
It reminds me of a painting, like a watercolor or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorites of yours.
Or an oil.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said this before, but I think there's no doubt that you could go into a gallery and see one of those pictures and immediately think that Pam did it.
Yep, every single one of these. And every single one of these, Pam, you should put a turning art.
Okay. That's the stairwell that goes up to my studio.
The Stairway to Heaven.
Is that where that couch is up there?
Yes, it is, right at the top of the stairs.
Well, those look like really narrow stairs.
Well, that's a bit of an illusion. They're just normal. As wide as I am, they got to be at least normal size.
Oh, lovely, as always. I really like this one too. I don't think I've seen this one, Pam.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
that.
wait a minute. I'm on the wrong image. We're saving that one.
I like that.
Oh, thank you. That was my level 17 think out of the box.
Yeah. It's really neat.
Thank you.
And that's the same door you used for 18.
Yes. Because I like it.
Great door.
I don't think I've ever seen a door shaped like that.
The house that we have was a convent about 40, 50 years ago.
Well, that explains a lot then.
Yeah, it looks Middle Eastern.
It does.
Well, this was it was a doorway that goes back to where the Mother Superior's office was, and the bathroom.
What is this, a canvas texture that you've applied over this?
I used Topaz Impressions to do a paint texture on it.
All right.
But it's a plaster wall, not a wallboard, so it has a texture of its own that you can't see with the naked eye, but the camera always seems to pick it up. So it kind of looks like stucco.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, if they don't take that one at turning art, they're nuts. I remember this one.
Yeah.
I remember the evolutions. The evolutions you went through on this. This is a stunning work of art.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel like we've gone over this one so many times, but I couldn't do my last critique without sticking it in there.
Well, no, you can't, and because this is an awesome image. Just the dark background and then the light shadow behind it. And it almost looks like there's a level of water or fluid here along the bottom. The flowers coming out. I know that that's just an optical effect, but
Yeah.
because is this on the tile?
No, that's not on the tile. There's a black canvas behind it, and I have it being held up by a clamp, you know, like alligator clamps.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the whitish or grayish mist behind it is a reflection off of the black diffuser.
Okay. Well, it really works. I don't think the image would be nearly as powerful without that grayish mist look to the background.
Well, you know, my person that I put in my level 17 as an influence is Magda Indigo, who does these beautiful high-res flowers, but her backgrounds are always perfectly black. You know, she shoots on black velvet, and she doesn't have any detail in the black. And I wanted to do this to differentiate myself from her, because I didn't want to just copy what she does. Yeah, there we go. That's the texture for, I think that was a little piece of fabric that was the cover to a light or some of the photographic equipment. It's got that black mesh.
But I like it. It's like I said. It almost has the feel of reflections on water down here. I just like everything about this. I mean, I couldn't see where you could possibly change anything to improve this more than you have.
Thank you.
Now, here's one I have not seen.
Well, this is a new one. I went back and found some raw files that I'd never processed from back when I had bought like 400 flowers.
I remember those.
And I always just really liked the raw file for this, and I decided to try, processing it with that new Topaz software, and this is what I came up with. And it's one of my favorites, at least maybe now because I just did it. I don't know if it'll still be a favorite in a few weeks.
Yeah, you really like the new Topaz textures.
I love that.
So that's high praise then.
You can mask inside of the program, and you can do value controls and color shifts and detail. A lot of the things that we really like about the Nik tools are in this Topaz.
Mm-hmm.
Adding layer masks inside the program is, I've not seen that from any other softwares.
All right. Well, now I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you sit and you look at this image, just this one image, and then you look back to your level 4 critique images, do you see the change in you?
Yes. Yes.
Because this is a different person. And I really think that all of the work that you've shown us tonight, some of it's new, some of it's old, you really have a couple of niche areas of photography that you're very powerful at. I'm not saying to ignore other areas, but you might want to consider a further exploration of this style of work, because this is above and beyond what most other photographers are capable of.
I keep trying to do landscapes, and it just never comes out.
No, you've had some good landscapes, and don't take that any way but other than good. But this that I'm looking at now, and all of your other favorites, these are world-class still life images.
Thank you.
Very few people, very few photographers could pull this off with the success that you have presented us with here. Pam, these are truly stunning pieces of art. And I hope that you put all of these on Turning Art, but
I will.
good heavens,
I
woman.
don't want flowers, so I won't put the flowers, but everything else I will.
Well, good heavens, woman. You get these into galleries, okay?
Okay.
Because you will not be able to keep these on the wall. If I could have images like this in my gallery, you would spend more time printing and packing and shipping than being able to go out and shoot more. These are wild and amazing images, and every time I see them, I am further stunned by the complexity and the beauty that you have shown us.
Thank you.
You certainly have mastered the techniques of creating these amazing still lifes with your florals and your candle lighting. You know, who would have thought of using multiple candles? Well, Pam did.
After I spent several $100s to buy studio lights.
Well, don't throw those away, because
Oh,
you'll find use for those. But You are at the level now with your still life work that you could teach other people the skills that you possess. Don't don't shake your head. No, you can. These are at that high of a level.
Well, thank you.
So you thought I was going to be mean, but I can't be mean to you. I am constantly amazed. And I have been for months and months. Your work is amazing. I would not have asked you for a print of one of them if it weren't.
Thank you, Mark.
And that print is in my gallery, not for sale. It's behind my desk. It is indeed.
I'm honored.
Well, Pam, what do you think you're going to do? Have you picked out a sphere 2?
I have talked with one master, well, a couple of masters, but nothing's set yet.
Is there a master out there that is doing the kind of work that you want to advance into?
No one is doing exactly what I want to do, but Robin Griggs Wood is doing some pretty similar stuff. I want to learn more compositing, and she's very good at that. She's not doing still lifes. I don't know that there's any master who's working in still life.
That's why I said you have the capability of teaching this now. I know you don't want to do it, but you do have a gift. So what do you all think of our Pam? My goodness, has she evolved into an amazing photographer.
Yeah, I want to. Go ahead.
I was going to run, but I'm not running yet.
I want to point out something I've noticed that and Mark touched on it before with that last picture. It's obvious the quality has increased tremendously, but there's still something about those earlier pictures, and I think I don't know if it's Pam's character or her energy or whatever it is, it's still evident all the way through, which is kind of cool to see, because even though they've gone to another level, there's some quality about them that is just as good in the earlier ones that's just been made better in the later ones.
Well, but those were my better earlier ones. I didn't show the real dogs.
Okay, but I would imagine that even some of those that you think are dogs, when you show the progression, there's still going to be that theme of whatever it is about you that makes you you, that the way you see things in life are definitely coming through.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pam, I know that you're going to go into purgatory, but would you consider doing a hangout with the group at some time in the near future where you set up one of your scenes?
Sure.
And show your process to everybody? Because it's amazingly different. And to think that you could teach this to others, it gives me that warm, fuzzy feeling,
Stop trying to turn me into a teacher.
I'm not. I know that that's not what you want.
That is not what I want.
I know that, and that's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is to get you to share a little bit of your technique with your friends here.
I can do that.
Don't look at it as teaching. Look at it as sharing with your friends.
And sharing is caring.
At last, Rhonda says something.
She says a lot.
But congratulations, Pam.
Thank you.
It would be really nice if you could do that when you find the time. And if there's anything that I can do to help with your Sphere 2 master if you want me to send a message.
That
Anything I can do, because I want to see you succeed.
Well, Robin was concerned that I'm not as social, or don't have as much of a social presence as she would like. So if you could send her a message and tell her I do interact with the cohort.
Oh my God, you're here 24/7.
Well, I work from home. That helps that.
I know, and you talk to me on the train every morning and afternoon.
I do. It reminds you not to forget your coat in the overhead
I
compartment.
do appreciate that. No, I
No,
think you did a
you
fantastic
need
job.
to
I
work
love the
with that.
images you showed today. And I think of back when you started and the snapshots you were showing and then the transition you made. It was like a light bulb turned on, and we could see a difference between 1 week and the next week with just the images. And when you started to think about how you wanted to create them and started to come up with your candlelight process, you just went off into a whole nother sphere of your own, which is just fantastic. So I love what you do, and you know when I don't, because I tell you. So
You're good that way, Rhonda.
but I tell you why. So I think that's good too.
I think it is. I think it's. I mean, you push. Well, you push us to be more than we would be, and so does Mark. And like you, but Mark does it in a more diplomatic way. But it's good because
One of us has to be directing, unless in case you're missing the message.
So
Good cop, bad cop.
yeah.
otherwise we'd be too. We wouldn't push ourselves as hard and go as far as we do.
Mhm.
And it's obvious with Pam's transition, and I mean with everybody's transition from the beginning to the end.
Mhm.
And
your
everybody
transition's
is
pretty amazing too.
in a
So.
powerful way. But my goodness, Pam, you've turned into a photographic monster.
You're turning into a new master.
Master Blaster.
Master Blaster, yes.
But I'm very proud of you, Pam. And I will contact her.
And
Ellen-
Pam, if I could jump in, the seeing part, how you build these things in your mind, don't shortchange yourself. As Michael said, that these things
You're
just
breaking up,
develop.
Chris.
The seeing part and the creativity is so special, and that's the strength. You're willing to try so many new things, like the candlelight, the doorway, even the obvious object in the front yard with the fence and the street. You make it special. So it's all about seeing. It's always about seeing, and you just have done so wonderfully. It's been great to follow along with you in this process.
Well, thank you, Chris. I'd love how you stalk.
She'll come back.
I'm still here.
You froze up. We missed everything you said after. Hey, Chris.
I said I'd love to go stalk bears with Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all would there.
I want to watch you stalk those birds because I've never had an in-focus bird in my life.
Be prepared not to eat and go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's
No way.
normal. That's called landscape photography.
Maybe that's why I need the studio.
Well, do you like chicken?
No.
Oh, well, then I guess Chris is right. Be prepared not to eat then. But, well, this went very well, Pam. And I and all of us wish you the very best of luck. But don't go away. That's the thing, is I'm not going to remove anybody that's in purgatory or in the spirit from our group. You're always welcome. and encourage you to come back. And while you're in purgatory, you may as well hang out here and socialize.
Okay, I can do that.
All right? But please consider sharing with us.
All right. I will. Chris, you're next.
Whoa!